Is Bukhram being the most avoided fighter at 154? Or is it just the purse bids is just too low? $250,000, $500,000. Besides that, we're gonna talk about it. We don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce, everything saucy. We watch Erison Lubin and Bukhram go into two purse bids. In the spring, during the time, Erison Lubin won the title eliminator till August 19th. Two purse bids, and the purse bids was small, right? Which is they saying, you know. Shout out to YSM, shout out to Mill. You know, we was cooking on this topic yesterday. You know, we was talking about the business of things, right? And I just had to sit back and think, like, all right, Bukhram is under main event, right? But main event and them still do business with PBC. You can check PBC last post on X, aka Twitter, and you will see on the post they said who's going to take the titles from our champions. You got, besides the WBO, and now the WBA, because you know Bud still has it, but you know Tellez was the intern, but now MVP has that. But when you look at the IBF and the WBC route, he's still PBC fighters, even though one is under Samson and one is on the main event, but they still do business with PBC, which has a network, Amazon Prime, right? Erison Lubin had his third opportunity, right? But they went the Virgil route, which is Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy. Their network is the Zone. So, you know, I guess they offer double of what the Bukhram fight was. And I tell people one thing, right? A lot of these fighters are not scared to fight each other, but when you get the opportunity to fight for a title shot, and there's really no tape on a person unless you go to that person's country and put a mole out there, that's why you're going to accept the fight. But the key thing about what's going on in boxing is too much marinating. That's why I say this is the Mayweather effect. It's too much marinating in boxing, man. When Floyd became Money Made, was too much marinating. Oh, this fighter not ready, this fighter ain't this. Then we get the fight 7 years later between him and Cotto, 10 years later between him and Pac-Man. And a lot of people be forgetting this shit. Like, no, we've been screaming this since 04, 05, Floyd versus Pacquiao. But y'all act like y'all forgot. But you let this generation of analysts, commentators, and whatever else you want to call them, casuals, the eyes they look through is right now, or I'm going to Google it and this is what I'm going to see. No, you was alive. So during the time you was alive, you should have known what was taking place at that time. It's like, for instance, every time Floyd fought, or even besides Canelo and Bud, you always seen a big fight in Vegas and how they promote it. You can call anybody in Vegas right now, the fight not even big. You understand me? Of course it's not big because it's not pay-per-view, it's on Netflix. There's a difference between pay-per-view and Netflix. When it's on pay-per-view, man, you gotta promote. But when it's on Netflix, you ain't really gotta promote. We know y'all fighting. We know a majority of everybody in the world got Netflix app. So what promoting you gotta do? The name's gonna sell itself. You know? I had to catch myself on that too. Thinking like, damn, it's not a pay-per-view, so they ain't really gotta promote nothing. It's already promoted in two names. CC's who ducked the BBs. La ve, Canelo Crawford, got Boots Benavidez, la ve. But getting back to this Bukhram situation, you know, like I said, he signed the main event. Main event still got a network, which is PBC, who has a network with Jeff Bezos, which owns Amazon Prime, right? Don't let these people trick you out of certain situations. Sometimes it can be the purse bid, which dumb people say, because we know how PBC play. You get rich, $10 million rich majority of every fight. Even if you're coming up, $5 million is great. You understand me? And that's your brand that's eating, not the fighter, your brand. There's a difference when you go to other promotional companies And the fighter eat out the brain. You understand me? So now the fighter only picking up pennies. Well, $1 million, $2 million ain't pennies. It's an M, but that's what you're picking up. At least for PBC, like I said, in 2018, if Bud would have signed the PBC, he would have been a pay-per-view star. I mean, but even though when he resigned, he should have like, damn, Top Rank dropped the ball with me the first time. Like, y'all, I become undisputed at 140. Y'all should have let me defend my undisputed status. You feel me? But when people look at other fighters, like in a way, they just do business with Top Rank. He's not a Top Rank fighter. Tyson Fury, he's a Queensberry fighter. He's not a top-ranked fighter. It's just when he comes to America or wherever he at, that's the network they eat with. You know what I mean? It's like a distribution company. That's all it is. But all of these people are in cahoots, man. Everybody in cahoots. And it's like everybody dislike PBC, Al Heyman, Tom Brown. Damn, I forgot the other brother's name. Sylvia. No, a lot of people hate them people because they turn people into multi-millionaires. You dig me? And I seen it with my own eyes. You see it with your own eyes. I'll put millions in people's pockets. Floyd got millions. Danny got millions. Charlo got millions. Keith got millions. Porter got millions. Even Bud Crawford got millions. Why? Because he never believed in the back end. It was always up front, guaranteed money. Once he touched that back end money, he said, damn, I'll never lie. I ain't never seen this much money. And you think Turkey paid him what Al paid him? On the back end? Make it make sense. Ask Canelo. Canelo went everywhere. So he went that PBC route. Because, like, Canelo was getting a lot of guaranteed stuff, but he still had parts of the back end. But the back end money makes, like, bro, you eat crazy. Your check be outrageous. And they touched that, they seen that. That's why everybody always mention PBC. That back end money is real. Because the gate's still open. You still got merch to sell. You still got beverages and other accessories to sell. Like, bro, that back end money that day of the fight is crazy. Even the late pay-per-views is being bought that day. So you don't want upfront money. Sometimes guarantee money up front. You be like, but then when you see the back end, you be like, damn, I could have made that. Make it make sense. But besides that, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is Bukhram being avoided? People just capping about it? Or it's just a lot of fighters, you know, they're just duck sauce. You know what I mean? Let me know what you think in the comments and hit that subscribe button. You hear me? And it's just like that.